Hello and welcome to Tuesday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic on an absolutely beautiful day here in Surrey. It is very, very pleasant, warm, the sun is out, there isn't too much wind. I have my window open so you may hear some bird noise in the background, and we're going to be having a look at a puzzle called Thermoregulators by SSG, which has a very simple, well, it's quite a simple rule set. It's thermometers, as you can see, and I'll explain what all this means if you're not familiar with some of these graphics in a moment. But with a little rinky-dink to do with the number of consecutive pairs that exist on the thermometer. And a few of the testers looked at this and they say it is a beautiful puzzle. Maybe not dead simple. I think 4 stars out of 5 is the suggestion. But I should talk a little bit about SSG. We last solved an SSG puzzle on the channel, I think, back in August last year, so August 2024. And what we didn't know at the time is that I think Mark solved it, and SSG watched that video from his hospital bed because he had just been diagnosed with acute myelogenous leukemia, which is obviously, a terrible thing. And for the last 7 months, I know SSG has had chemotherapy, radiation therapy, and a bone marrow transplant. But thank goodness, I think since last October, the cancer has been undetectable, and SSG is doing as well as could be hoped for, given what has happened. And one of the things that we can say in doing this and telling this story is that I think SSG is really hoping that, noting how much he has relied on blood transfusions and of course the bone marrow. Any of you out there who do give blood or put your names on bone marrow registers, what a thing that is to do, and really well done. You making just the most incredible difference to people's lives. So so a thank you from SSG, a thank you from us, and an encouragement to those of you who maybe haven't ever done that. It is a very simple thing to do. I have done it myself, and wow. Anyway, so I don't know exactly when in this process this puzzle was set, but I do know that I'm delighted to be having a go at it today. And I think it was based on an idea from Rocky Rower, the American math teacher. So Rocky Rower deserves a little bit of thanks for this puzzle as well. Now, I don't have too much news for you today. I will mention that the video in which I solve a puzzle with a viewer, Dominic, who won last month's Patreon reward competition, that went up this morning on the channel. So finally we got to release that. It is an absolutely brilliant puzzle that we tackled in that video. It's by 789 and it's called Fault Lines, if I'm not mistaken. And you really should have a go at it. I will say that Dominic did a brilliant job to help me through that puzzle, because it is really not an easy puzzle either, but some beautiful and original logic. So I commend that to you wholeheartedly. We're going to draw the winner for this month's Patreon reward either later today or tomorrow. We actually have a little bit of a busy schedule at the moment. I'll let you into a secret. I don't know. I think I can let you into it. It might never see the light of day, but we are hoping to make a video tomorrow with Matt Parker from standupmaths, which would be a great thrill for the two of us. So we don't know. We don't know if it's going to work, the technology is going to work, etc. But hopefully, fingers crossed. Now, what else? Is there anything else I need to say? There probably is. I'm going to forget to do it. Over on Patreon, there's loads of extra stuff. We've got merch. We've got great apps. In fact, including thermometers. Our Thermo app is an absolutely stellar collection of beautiful handmade puzzles. But I've also got some birthdays to do, so I'm going to do those. I'm going to start by wishing David a very happy 33rd birthday from your partner Chris, apparently the two of you fall asleep to Cracking the Cryptic videos every night. No jokes about my my ability to send people to sleep, please. And really cool for me, I have a picture of the... I have. Here we go. Oh, is it the right... Oh, no, it's not the right size. Hang on, let me slightly adjust it. So there we have David, Chris, and me, and that's from Stratford-upon-Avon last year. And that's not where the story ends, because to get there, Chris and David live in Sweden and drove to Stratford-upon-Avon. Let me tell you, that is not round the corner. That is a tremendous effort. So thank you very much for doing that. I hope it was worth it. And I gather that Chris is making David a huge vegan chocolate cake for today. So, David, I know you're in good hands, and you will... I've no doubt the icing ratio will be correct. Chris knows about these things, so enjoy your birthday. Let's get my ugly mug off the screen. Next, Cameron. Cameron, you've turned 23 today, and I know this because your friend Marissa wrote to us and told us that she introduced you to the channel a couple of years ago, and you have become hooked. Well, I will say this. There are worse things to become hooked on than Cracking the Cryptic and these variant Sudoku puzzles. I think they are only edifying and only do one good. So Cameron, enjoy your 23rd birthday today, and I hope you also get some chocolate cake. And then finally, James. James, you've turned 22 today, and I know this because your friend Kate wrote to us. I think she's introduced you either to Sudoku or the channel quite recently. I was hoping for an easy puzzle today, so the two of you could maybe tackle it together. I'm not sure if we have delivered that or not, so forgive me if not. But James, I hope you have a great birthday, with cake, of course. Now, all that said and done, let's have a look at Thermoregulators by SSG, and I will read you the rules of this one. We have got normal Sudoku rules apply, and that means we've got to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Thermometers. Digits along a thermometer must increase from the bulb end. So if this square is a 1, this square has to be more than 1, obviously, but it doesn't have to be 2. It could be, you can miss digits out along thermometers, although there's going to be another rule in a minute which is going to make things complicated. So that would be a way of filling this thermometer. So just as mercury rises in the real world as the temperature rises, so Sudoku digits rise as we move away from the bulb end. Now here's the weird rule. Consecutive count. The digit in a bulb counts the number of pairs of consecutive digits appearing on its thermometer. So if this is a 1, that means that there is one consecutive pair. So that could be a consecutive pair. So that could be a 2, or this could be a consecutive pair, or this could be a consecutive pair, or that could be a consecutive pair. But there must only be one consecutive pair. So that is a really weird rule. I don't know there's anything else to say, is there? I understand it. I'm not sure. Well, no, I understand the rule. I don't understand the implications of the rule. But anyway, do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now, I get to play. Let's get cracking. So, okay, well, the first thing I'm seeing here is that there is definitely a sort of ziggy-zaggy type thermometer that's making a lot of appearances in this puzzle. In fact, it's making me think of, not Phistomefel, but that weird Phistomefel thing that isn't quite Phistomefel. All of these look like there's some sort of similar thing, don't they? It's sort of a reflection around the central row of the puzzle. Now, trying not to sneeze. I think I've got hay fever. No, I will not. I will not sneeze. It would be terrible. I'd have to edit out a great cacophony of noise. Right, I think the sneeze has departed the scene. So, right, hang on. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. So I've got something here. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple. And I'm saying that because 5. Yeah, normally on a normal thermometer, one of these could have been a 5 because it could have gone 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh no, hang on, I made them. No, that's right. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It is going the right way. But I can't do that here because if I do put 5 in the bulb, then I have to put I'd have to put 5 pairs, and I think there are only 4. I might have got that wrong. 1, 2. No, I have. That's correct. So I think the maximum size of any bulb is 4, and therefore this is a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple. These squares are all high. It could be a colouring puzzle, this. Sort of high versus low. Actually, do you mind? I am just going to think about something else. Because I've been sort of hoodwinked enough by puzzles in the past to know that sometimes it is, especially where you get these 2x2s in the corner boxes, it's really, really, well, it could be really important if there's the Phistomefel thingy going on. Now, the thing is, I can never quite remember what the pattern is for the internal 2x2s. So there's the basic Phistomefel, which is this one. So the equivalence between those green cells and those purple cells, they are the same digits in any Sudoku. And I always have to prove this other one from scratch because I can never remember quite how it works. It's something to do with the perimeter, isn't it? It's something like this, and it might not be this, so forgive me if we get this wrong. Yeah, I think it's these and the corners. Yeah, that will work. Right. So what we'll do is we'll highlight. Okay. We'll start off with green. Let me just talk about green firstly. So I've highlighted a whole load of green cells, and that is because I want to draw your attention to the fact that those green cells, I can exactly define what those digits are that populate those green cells. I have no idea the disposition of the digits within green, but I know, because this is 4 complete columns of the Sudoku, that green in total is 4-digit 1s, 4-digit 2s, 4-digit 3s, all the way through to 4-digit 9s. It must be, because each column contains the digits 1 to 9 once each in a Sudoku. Now, I'm now going to highlight some cells in purple. I'm going to highlight those cells. Now, can we define in total what the purple set is made up of? And the answer is yes, absolutely, because this is a purple row, this is a purple row, that's 2 sets of the digits 1 to 9, that's a purple 3x3 box, and that's a purple 3x3 box. So purple altogether is 4 sets of the digits 1 to 9, and green altogether is 4 sets of the digits 1 to 9. So now I invite you to consider what would happen if we were to remove from the green and the purple sets this cell. So say I hadn't highlighted everything I've highlighted. I'd highlighted everything except that cell. What would that tell us? What could we say about green and purple? And the crucial thing to appreciate is that what is in green and what is in purple is still the same. I don't know what it is anymore. I can't say it's 4 sets of the digits 1 to 9 except for a 7, because I don't know what this cell is going to contain in the finished puzzle. But I can tell you that the green and the purple sets are still the same, and that is because we know they're the same at this point. They contain exactly the same sets of digits, and if I take the same thing out of both, which I would be, that's in green and it's in purple, then what's left must still be the same, and I can do that for all the cells that are in green and purple. Like that. So this is the sort of, I don't know if it's the exploded Phistomefel ring or the, yes, it probably is exploded, isn't it? Because Okay, so I can see one implication of this, which makes me think this is not how to do the puzzle, I'm afraid. So I've wasted your time. But we did learn about greens and purples. The only thing I'm seeing there is that these bulbs are not ones. Why do we know this? It's because I know very few secrets about the thermometers. But I do know one thing about the digit 1. If 1 is on a thermometer, it must be in the bulb, because you can't plop it halfway up a thermometer, because then the digits lower than the 1 on the thermometer will have to be 0 or negative numbers, and they don't exist in Sudoku. So none of the green cells can possibly be a 1, and that means none of the purple cells can possibly be a 1. Now the problem with this is it's not doing very much, because these are on 5-cell thermos. Well, it's doing a little bit. Sorry, I've got to use what I've already learned. I have learnt that on a 5-cell thermo, you can't put a 5 because there are only 4 gaps along the thermo. There's only 4 pairs. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these squares are now 2, 3, or 4. And if the one that, well, no, let's think about these. The one of these that is a 4, and there will be one that's a 4, is going to be a consecutive series, because it's going to have 4 pairs, and there are only 4 pairs of consecutive goings on. So there's going to go 4 to 5 to 6 to 7 to 8. So imagine this was a 4. This thing would go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So weirdly, the digit that has the bulb that has the 4 in is indisputably not ending in a 9. Whereas the digit that has the 1 in the bulb absolutely could end in a 9. That feels strange. Okay, so I haven't really cottoned on to what's going on here yet, have I? So how does this work? What am I meant to be grokking as a result of? I don't think it is this colouring. I think let me just think about this. If that's a 1, there's 1 pair in one of the 4 pairs that is consecutive. Every other pair has to be gapped. So if that was a 1 and that was if this was a 1 and this was a 2, that would be the consecutive pair. So this would have to be at least 4, that would have to be at least 6, and that would have to be at least 8. And if that's a 4, we know that's an 8. But if this is a 1, that doesn't have to be 8, it could be 9. It's just important that there's a gap between this digit and this digit. Does it work the same way if that's 2 then? Because 2, I think it's almost going to make this lower. 2, it could go 2, 3, 4. That would be our pairs, wouldn't it? And then this would be, I know it's 6, and then that would be at least 8 again. So if this is 2, obviously you don't know where the pairs are. The point of making this 2 and this 3 and this 4 is just to get the consecutive pairs out of the way and see what it does to force the later digits. Obviously if this was a 4, then you're putting the pressure earlier. 4, then this could be 5, this could be 6, but that's still going to be at least 8. Okay, let's just try 3 then. So 3, what do I think is going to happen? Actually, I'm not even sure. So 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, and then, okay, so it's always at least 8 on the tip of all these thermos. That's weird. Right, okay, that's weird, but it's important, isn't it? Right, so what we've just learnt is that no matter the bulb size, the tip of all of these zigzaggy thermos is at least equal to, is at least equal to 8. And that means that these are all 8s and 9s. And that means we've got loads, we've got a weird pattern going on in the rows and the columns. Oh, but I've broken it. Oh, no, it's the tip. Oh, goodness me. Sorry, I thought I'd broken the puzzle. I was looking at this column and looking down and saying, okay, that cell can't be 8 or 9 then. And thinking, oh, but there you have to put an 8 or a 9. But the 8 or the 9 is in the tip of a 5-cell thermo, so that's okay. That's got to be an 8 or a 9. Oh, that's interesting. Right, look at that one. Let me just give that a colour. Where's that in this box? The answer is I don't know, but it's in one of those 2 squares by Sudoku. Now that means it's looking at this square, so let's give that a colour. That one must be one of those 2 squares. So now this square is 5, 6 or 7 in the middle. It can't be 8 or 9. And that square can't be 8 or 9. Because orange is not yellow. There's sort of an 8-9 pair in those 3 squares, and an 8-9 pair in those 3 squares. So see, this is weird. This cell can't be a 3. Because if it was a 3, the thermo would go like that, but that's got the wrong number of consecutive pairs on it. That should have 1 consecutive pair, and it's got 2 consecutive pairs. So that cell is at least a 4, but is not 8 or 9. So it's 4, 5, 6 or 7. That's an excessive pencil mark, isn't it? Especially when you consider the beauty of the... It's something to do with these 8s and 9s, I think. We've just got to figure out what. Yeah. I don't know, but I'm guessing this cell is... Oh, no, it's not. No, I'm wrong. Sorry. No, I thought that might be under pressure because... But because I thought the zigzags were different shapes. It might be something to do with that. No. Ah. Here. No, that's still not quite right. I think there's going to be some cell that's under... Because what I'm thinking is... we're going to have high digits looking... I mean, this square, that's a maximum of 7 now. Maybe this is the square to focus on. But I was hoping to create sort of pairs and triples looking at these squares, which are the penultimate squares on the zigzags. But I don't think I can, because these ones... Well, unless for some reason this has to be... Hang on, let me just... I'm just going to think this through. So if this is 1, that's 2, 4, that's at least 6. Which presumably is going to be the same if this is 2, 3 or 4, is it? If this is 2, we go 3, 4, 6. If it's 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so this is at least 6. Which must... And that's the same on... That's nothing to do with this 8-9 pair. That's just what happens because of the way that these weird thermos work. So all of these squares are at least equal to... Whoopsie, at least equal to 6. Yeah, oh, hang on. Right. That's huge. Because now, look at these 2 rows. These can't be 8s. Because there's 8-9 pairs in the tips. That's really clever. So this is much... Right. So now I've got 6-7 pairs. So I've got 8, 9 pairs in the sort of that quartet. I've got 6, 7 pairs in this quartet. It's not quite looking... Well, does that mean... No, that this could be 6, 7 or 8, couldn't it? It has to be at least 6. What we've worked out is the 4th cell along one of these weird thermos is at least... That's a 6 or a 7. So that one is under a bit of pressure because of the 8, 9 pair. Which is what I thought. But... Okay, I think we're going to have to do this again. I suspect this... I don't actually know. I haven't really understood. This is at least a 4. That's much less good, isn't it? Because if that's a 1 and that's a 2, we make that the consecutive pair, then this can't be consecutive with 2. So this is at least 4. And that's going to dribble itself around these thermos. So all these squares are at least 4. And they can't be higher than 7, obviously. And somewhere... somewhere? Is there something going on as a result of this? I fear not, actually. So the same is going to be true of this one, isn't it? Oh, no, oh, nearly. Actually, okay, so this is the most under pressure cell in the puzzle, I think. Because that's the 3rd cell along this thermometer, which we know is at least equal to 4, but can't be 6 or 7 or 8 or 9. So that's 4 or 5. So this can't be bigger than 4. So that's 2, 3 or 4. And it can't be 2 because this can't be 1. So this now can't be 4. So this thermo has become really restricted. Now, what does this mean? I would really love to know that. If this is a 4, it's definitely consecutive with that. But if it's 3, it's definitely consecutive with that. But if that's 4 and that's 3 and that's 2, that would all be consecutive. Oh, bobbins. Sorry, I didn't see this. Where are 1 and 2 in column 2? Because ever since we did the original highlighting, that cell was at least a 3. So actually, forever I've been able to make that a 1-2 pair, and I just didn't see it. I really hope that doesn't do anything, actually. I don't think it does. I'm not sure. Okay. Okay. All right. I think we're okay, aren't we? So we're still alive in the puzzle, although I'm not seeing any other cells that are under pressure. This 6, 7, 8, 9 and this 6, 7, 8, 9, they are creating pressure. Yes, they are actually. Look at this. Right. This box. Where are 6, 7, 8, 9 in it? They have got to be in these squares. They have to be. By Sudoku. So 1 in this box is in one of those squares. If this was the 1, that would be a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple. Oh, I think I'm close. I think I'm close to a deduction that's of some merit. I just haven't got it yet. Um, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right. This square is not a 4. Because what we've worked out originally is that whichever one of these is 4 has a continuous sequence of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on its thermo. Now if this was 4, then this would be a 5, 6, 7 triple, and both of those digits would be 4 in the column. So that's not 4. Now, this is beautiful. It's beautiful. Of course, I've got it. Right, this is the key column. Because how could this be a 3? If this is a 3, where do I put 3 in the column? There's nowhere for it to go. This is a 2. That's it. Right. Well, I say that's it. What's that doing? So if this is a 2, that could be 3, that could be 4, and then we're okay. Oh, in fact, no. Where's 3 in the column is still a good question. It has to be there. Now 4 is less good, isn't it? Oh, right, okay, but now neither of those can be 3, so one of these is a 3. And 3 is going to have 3 pairs along its thingy. Technical term for its thermometer. So if that was a 3, it could go 4, 5, 4, 5, 6. It's fine. It's weird. This rule is weird. It doesn't work at all how you think it's going to. In fact, what it does is it inverts the logic. Because by having a 3 at the start of a thermo, you can have more consecutive pairs than you can with 1. So you can start the thermo 3, 4, 5, 6. Whereas if you have a 1 at the start of a thermo, you can start it 1, 2, but then you have to start missing out digits, so that by the time you get to the 4th cell along, you're still at the same spot. It's a weird rule. Okay, so I'm not really sure what that means. It would be hugely powerful for one of these to be a 4. Because remember, if this is a 4, it goes 5, 6, 7, 8. But this square couldn't be 6 or 7, so it would have to, if that's a 4, it would go 5, 6, 7, 8. This would go 6, 9. I'm not sure. Sorry. So this digit. Well, I know that digit is 4, 5, 6, or 7. Not 7, I suppose, because of this one. Oh, bobbins. So we've got the 2, 3 consecutive, which works fine. So that's one of the 2 pairs that have to exist on this one. Am I missing is this really obvious? I don't see that. I don't see what to do. I know that 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, right. Okay. That's gorgeous. This is a gorgeous idea. I think I've totally messed this up. Ah, right. I hadn't. This isn't. I'm cross with myself actually, because what I should have done. This highlighting is massive. It's massive. Right. Right. These are not. They are putting huge pressure on green, because only one of these is a 1. So how many 2s are in green? Well, we know there's 1 2 because there's a 2 here. So one of these, the one that starts with a 1 has to have a 2 in one of those positions. It has to. But then, once we've used the 1 up, everything else, every other bulb is going to be at least 2. So how many more 2s can we have in green than the 1 2 that exists on the thermo that has a bulb which is a 1? The answer is none. There can't be more than 1 2 in green. They cannot. So how could, if there's not more than 1 2 in green, how could this be a 2? It can't be a 2. There would be 2 2s in green, which is going to require, say, 2 2s there and 2 1s here. It cannot work. That has to be a 3. Therefore, that's a 4. That's a 5. This is 3 by Sudoku in the middle box. So this square is at least 4. This can't be 4 anymore. And, okay, 4, 5, or 6. Not 6 by Sudoku on the column. This is 4 or 5. 5. No, it can go 5. Oh, it can go 5, 6, 3. Can it? 1, 2. Yes, it can. It can go 5, 6, 7. That's okay. Okay. No, I'm not sure what this means, but it's okay. It's something to do with keeping track of how many low digits we were allowed to have in green. That is the crucial point. We have to have 1 2. Now that 2 is in one of those 3 positions. And we have to have a 3 now, and that is also in one of those 3 positions. So the thermo that starts with a 1 is going to have a 2 on it as its consecutive pair. So it's going to have 1 2, and that's going to be the end of its consecutive pairs. The one that starts with a 2, the bulb that starts with a 2, is going to be the one that has a 3 in its next position. And then the one that starts with 4, well, we know that's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8. 6. That would be 4. I mean, whichever one of these is 4, it's putting a huge amount of pressure on the world. Where are 3 and 4 in row 8? They've got to be here, don't they? So this has got to be a 1 2 pair. Right. Oh, this is quite good. So in this column, the 4 is now in one of those 2 squares only. That means this square can't be a 4. So this is a 1 or a 2. Now we know, we just worked out the 1 or the 2 definitely has a 2 or a 3 in its next position. So that's a 2 or a 3. And we must be about to solve this. Okay, here's a weird point. Because one of these is a 4, one of these is a 5. Because we know that the thermo, this is huge. I've done it. Well, I've done something. Because I know that whichever one of these is 4, its thermo goes 5, 6, 7, 8. Because it's got to have the 4 consecutive pair on it. So this 5 is in one of those cells, which doesn't seem to limit anything in the column. Just let me think about that for a second. I think that's true. But whichever one of these is 4 is going to plonk a 6 into one of those squares, and that is doing something, because that's looking at that square, which is now a 7, and this square, which is now not a 6. Okay, so neither these are not 7s now. Oh, come on. That's got to do something. There is a 3. Yeah, look at this. There's a 3 in row 5. Now, it's not in the bulb, because this bulb, in fact, forever has been 1 or 2. I hadn't realised that. Because there can't be more than 2 consecutive pairs along a 3-cell thermo. So this is 3. And yes, where's 1 in this row? It can't be in the middle box because there's a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple. Yeah, I can definitely see that I've missed logic. I think I could have done this. I think I needed. I'm not sure. I don't know. But I keep suspecting I could have done this slightly differently and it would have looked more elegant. But I'm doing my best. Now there's definitely a 7 in one of these. That's true, because of whichever one of these is 4. And there's definitely, we know there's a 7 in one of those. It's a 6-7 pair. Sorry, that's not increasing the volume of information about the world. Okay. If that's 3, is this thermo under any pressure? 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6. If that's 4, three, 4. Can that not be? Oh, this can't be 7, can it? That can't be 7, because this can't be 8. So that's 5 or 6. That's a 4, 5, 6 triple. So this one is not 5. Right, this is not the 4 thermo. If this was the 4 thermo, it would go 5, 6 there, and that's going to break this square. So this is not 4. This is 4, which means it goes 5, 6. Let's make sure we don't mess this up. 5, 6, 7, 8. That goes 9, 6. That goes 7, 8. That goes 9, 6. So this isn't 6. We know that the thermos that start with 1 and 2 lead on to 2 and 3. So we can do a little bit of tidying up there. This is 6. So 6. Do you remember we found that 6, 7, 8, 9 triple in box 8? That now has to be the 6. Oh, I thought I was going to get 9 in box thingy, but I'm not. Okay, so now all we have to do is figure out what this means, and what it means is this square is not 5. It's 4 or 6. It's not 7. That's a 7, 8, 9 triple. That is 4. So this is 3. This is 4. Maverick's about to fly over. This is 2 now because of this 3. So that's 1, that's 2, that's 3. And whatever this is, it's going to complete the pairage. Because if that's a 4, we've got a 3, 4 pair, a consecutive, and a 2, 3 pair. And if it's 5, we've got a 6, 5 pair and a 2, 3 pair. So this doesn't help us. But that's become 6 as a result of Sudoku. So now on this one, we've got 6, 7, 7, 8, And again, this is ambiguous. It's either going to be a 3-4 or a 5-6. How strange. It's bizarre. Okay. Now, I think there might have to be an 8 on here. We've got 3 pairs to find on this one. We've got 1 there, 3-4, 1 there, 4-5. This one is not consecutive. 5 is not consecutive with 7 or 8. So we know that this pair is a consecutive pair. It must therefore have an even digit on it. That's the nature of a consecutive pair of digits. There's always going to be an even and an odd digit. And the only even digit seems to be 8 that's available. So this is no longer 8. It's 7 or 9. There's definitely an 8 here. It's either going 8, 9 or 7, 8. And one, oh, I see. Where's 3 in row 7? That's 3, that's 1. So these squares along the bottom of the grid are 5, 7, 8. These squares are 1, 2, 9. Let's see if we can do any better than that. That's not 2. That's not 7. That's not 8. Oh, that 2's doing some work. That's 2, that's 1. And, oh, there's a 2 in one of those squares. There's 1 consecutive pair along this thingy. This cell is under pressure by Sudoku. It sees 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it's at least 5. It's 5. It's a naked single, I think. I'm just going to double check that. It sees 1, it sees 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 5. Okay, and there has to be a consecutive pair along this little weird thermo, and it's not 1, 5, so it must be 5, 6. So this square is not 6. Oh, how can that do nothing? That's ridiculous. There is... Is it something to do with 4? Oh, I don't know. Is it? No, that's not a very good idea. 7 is in the same positions as 2 in this box. So what digits do we need? 4, 8, 9. So this is 8 or 9. C's 4, look. Those are 4, 8, and 9. Ah, of course. Yeah. Yeah, because 4 is in one of those squares, and 4 is here, that by Sudoku is a 4, which means this is 5, which means this is 4, which means this is 4, which means this is an 8, 9 pair, which means this is 5, 7, 8 go into the grid, 2, 7 go into the grid here. This column needs 2, 5, and 9. Which doesn't look like it's quite resolved yet, but we're probably getting close. This is a 1, 3 pair, and that's resolved. So that's a 2, that's a 1, that's a 9, that's a 2. And therefore, I don't know. I wonder whether if I pencil mark these, I would actually have some joy. I'm going to just quickly try it. Look away now. Look away now. This is not... I don't approve of what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to do this. No, I got what I deserved. I got what I deserved. Nothing. This is in one of those. Okay. Bobbins. 5, 6, 8, 9. That square, oh, that's huge if that's right. That seems to be an 8 or a 9 by Sudoku. It sees 5, 6, 7 in the column. So it is 8, 9. That's 8, 9. So this is not 8, 9. But remember, we have to put this yellow one. That must now be here. So that is yellow. This is not yellow. So that's yellow. This square should be 5 or 6. And we need 1s, 5s and 6s. 5 now in this box has to be there. So 5, 6. And these squares are 1 and something. Yeah, 6 goes here, 1 goes here. This column is very doable, isn't it? That's now a 4. And these squares are 1, 7, 8. So this has become a 1. We could start to count the purple digits. I hope we won't need to do that. But it's there as an option if we get truly stuck. Have we... Is there more I can do? Ah, I've got an 8, 9 pair here, look. So these are from 1, 3, 5, 7. And that's not 1 or 3. And that's not 1 or 7. And that's not 3 or 5. And there's a 5, 7 pair in the column. So that's 3. That's 1. Which might be good. Where's... Oh no, that's... no, bad question. I was going to say where's 2 in this row. 2 is in one of those squares in box 2. Maybe this row is what I should focus on. I'm not sure. 2, 4, 5 left to place. So that is 2 or 4. And this is a naked single. It is 5. So that's 2, that's 9, that's 5, that's 7, that's 5, that's 8, that's 7. So this is now 4. That's the 2 that we were looking for originally. This square becomes 8. These are 9 and 6. Yes, we can do it. 6 here, 9 here. This is not 8, is it? So I think this must be resolved somehow, but I don't know how yet. That 5 is knocking itself out of here. So this is 7 or 8. I've got an O. That's definitely orange, isn't it? And I know one of these is orange, but I don't... How is this? So that's orange. This column, something's going on. Yeah, that's knocking 5 out of here. So I've got a 7, 8, 9 triple there. Oh, I see. And then it's all resolved by this original thermo because it's gone 2 to 3 and 3 to 4. So it can't go 7 to 8. That's beautiful. That's got to be a 9. That's 8. That's 7. That's 8. That's 9. That's 8. That's 7. That's 9. That's 9. That's 8. Good grief. That's like a really lovely finish. So that is a very clever puzzle. That is a very... I loved some of the ideas in that. I fear... Yeah, it is correct. I fear I may have misled you a bit in my solve of that, because I think if I'd focused... I'm not sure. I'm going to go and have a look at how I've solved this and see whether I could have done better by continuing to think about this sort of exploded Phistomefel ring and the number of low digits that I could put on these thermometers. I can't remember how early I got that 2, but once I got that 2, I should have instantly known this couldn't be a 2, and I didn't. It's a beautiful puzzle, though. It really is. It's super clever, and it's super strange, because the effect of the restriction is that it pushes the ends of the thermos up, even when you put a rubbishy digit at the start of a thermo, which is totally counterintuitive. If you're used to thermo logic at all, you put a 1 at the start of the thermo, you're really unexcited by it. But in this puzzle, it's huge. It's huge because the 4th digit, 1, 2, is at least a 6, and the 5th digit is at least an 8. Anyway, SSG, I hope you're continuing well on your recovery, and let us know in the comments how you got on with the puzzle. We enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. We'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.